This wasn't the reading that I had planned for today, but it is the reading that I was guided to provide. So what we're going to be looking at is the good news that is coming into your life. So a piece of good news, potential good news, something that you will be happy to hear. We've got the three groups to choose from as usual. Group number 1 is the Emperor card. Group number 2 is the High Priestess. And group number 3 is Temperance. If you feel called to more than one group, more than one card, that's totally fine. You can watch all the readings back to back, or you can watch them in pieces, or you can jump around and see what resonates with you. These are entirely in your hands, so use your intuitive guidance to walk you through the readings. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Timestamps are below, or you can use the chapters to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings, and we'll see you there. Hi, group number 1, welcome to your reading. You guys were drawn to the Emperor card, and we're looking at good news coming in. I'm hearing today, something about today. So the day that you happen to find this reading, or that you click on it or felt called to it, there could be something good happening today. What kind of good news is this? Well, it could be connected to this energy of the Emperor. So it could come from a man, someone in a position of authority. This could be somebody that you look up to. It could be a father or father type figure, or this could be somebody like an employer of a family member. I'm getting coming through. That's so specific. But for someone in this group, a boss of a family member could be giving them good news, and then they could be telling you that good news. So it's kind of like secondary good news, but it's good news nonetheless. Now there's more messages coming through. I'm seeing this fire in the background being stoked, and I'm weirdly hearing the word pylon, which kind of like those orange cones that you would place on roadways to direct traffic. Authority is coming up with that message as well. It's kind of like you have the authority to redirect something, or you are pleased about being redirected in some way. It's kind of like you're getting a police escort, or metaphorically speaking, or you're being directed into a lane of traffic that is faster moving to avoid some kind of a pile up or a time crunch or a backup or something like that. And I'm hearing pleased with the results. So there could be something about this good news that is going to actually be better in the results than it is in the hearing of the news. I'm not quite sure what that means, but it's like what actually comes from the good news, which is what the good news is, but it's like there's something that comes out of it. So let's get some more cards here. I'm hearing the word priorities. So maybe there's like a shift in priorities that come from this, or it creates more stability. Something feels like it's on fire. I'm not sure why I'm getting it. Well, this is fire sign energy. The Emperor is ruled by Aries. So again, leadership and going first, or maybe you're getting priority in something, or you're being prioritized in some way by someone in a position of authority, and it's getting the fire going, or things feel like they are being lit up in some way, because fire illuminates and brings light and warmth to something. So again, it's like the good news may be that this fire is being stoked, and then the good effort, or I didn't mean to say effort, I meant to say outcome, but maybe there's some effort that you have done here to build up that fire that is then producing that positive outcome from it. The 9 of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. So it's not the first time today that I've seen this card come out, not in the readings that I'm doing, but just around, she's kind of just around today. So there could be some prosperity that is connected to this good news. Somebody could be getting a raise. You could be getting a raise. You could be seeing more money start to flow in, and it feels like it's come from some good effort or some hard work or some discipline that you have prioritized. This good news is basically just a reflection of the effort, and I'm also hearing the word endeavor. So you have endeavored to produce an effect here, and the good news is that it's paying off. If you split that wood and you throw it on the fire, you put in the effort to stoke that fire, it is going to give off more light and more heat. Now, I'm also seeing prosperity here in regard to a sense of peace. So I'm seeing people sitting around the fire, coming together, communing, and being able to just relax and enjoy. It's kind of like giving me beach bonfire vibes. I'm filming this in November, but these are always timeless readings. But symbolically, this feels to me like a time to sort of catch up or to enjoy the fruits of your labors, which is what the Nine of Pentacles does talk about. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords, and I did see this before when I was pre-shuffling. I'm going to get a couple more here to see the context of that. We've got the Four of Pentacles. It feels like what's been going on behind the scenes that you thought people didn't see, or you were worried that the efforts that you were putting in, I'm hearing the word grinding, like that you were hustling to do, or that you were grinding to make happen, that they weren't going to be acknowledged, or that they were going to be stolen, or that there just wasn't going to be some level of recognition to that people weren't going to see it, or that this person in a position of authority wasn't going to see it, and then therefore you weren't going to see the results of your efforts, or someone else wasn't going to see the results of their efforts. And I'm feeling like that's just not the case. I feel like there is a fruitful harvest here. There is a bearing of fruit. And now I did just see a bear in my mind's eye, like a black bear. And then I heard bearer of bad news. And this is a good news reading. So I feel like part of this good news is that the bad news that you feared never comes. It's like the other shoe doesn't drop. What you were worrying about doesn't happen. And in fact, it's the opposite. It's like you were fearing some kind of bad news, and instead you get good news. Ace of Wands. And the good news here feels again like a stoking of a fire. It's like something gets lit, something gets brought to you that is inspiring, or perhaps your inspiration is being recognized, and there's a firm foundation under your feet with these two fours here. The four is the Emperor card, and then the Four of Pentacles. Feels like you've built a solid foundation here, and part of that is what is resulting in this good news. It's like your effort and your actions are paying off. Page of Swords. I almost called her the Page of Wands, weirdly. Page of Swords. I'm getting a message coming through about not knowing what you want sometimes. There may still be kind of like, I guess like a feeling of hesitation is the best way that I can describe it. Like, am I really ready for this? Say, for example, it's a promotion. Am I really ready for this? Can I handle this? I've put in all this good work, but do I really deserve it? There's a slight tickle here of hesitation. But I do see that the good news coming through is welcomed. It's not something that you are resistant to when it presents itself to you. It's just maybe, I think it's just fear. If I had to kind of just tune into the energy of it and put a label on it, it does feel just a little bit like fear of worst case scenario, or not being able to keep building on what you've done here. It's like, have I hit my peak? Is this now going to be a plateau? It's almost like, I have to say, group number one, there's a little bit of anxiety here below the surface that I'm picking up on, just intuitively. It's not super strong in the cards other than the Seven of Swords and the Page of Swords, mind energy, mental energy, but I'm feeling it. And it's kind of like you want the good news, but you also fear it at the same time. Maybe you have a subconscious fear of success, or when things are going good, you kind of like try to shell yourself or wall yourself off as preparation for disappointment or fear of loss. Maybe these are experiences you've had in the past, maybe not, but it feels like that's there behind the scenes. And I think part of the good news is that I'm actually, hold on. I just saw somebody taking their shoes off and putting their feet in the sand. It's like a vacation type energy. It's like you can actually let your guard down. This is part of the good news, is that it's okay. You can let your guard down because you have protection here. You have support. You have built the stability. You have earned it in some way, or you have created it yourself, or you have support in the connections that you have that are very stable. So I think if there is any fear here, it's very mental, but the physical here looks very stable. Okay, Ten of Wands. I feel, if anything, like you deserve to take a break and you deserve to kind of put some of those mental burdens and anxieties down. I feel like you have done a lot of hard work here, group number one, or someone that you love has done a lot of hard work. They're getting recognition for that. This is well earned. I want to say this is well deserved. So I want to say to you, give yourself a little pat on the back here. Maybe it's time that you acknowledge yourself for that. Maybe there's a putting off of that and a pushing away of that, or some level of resistance to that. And I would ask you to go in and kind of self-discover if this is resonating with you, or this particular part of the message is kind of like hitting something. Take a look at that and see, where do you feel perhaps unworthy, or where do you feel as though you don't deserve to have what it is that you've worked so hard for, or that perhaps there's people who are better served by having that. So there's something here about you recognizing the efforts that you've put in. And I am hearing something about injustices, okay? So, and I'm being shown scales balancing. So I think there was kind of an imbalance here, and part of perhaps the reasoning behind resistance to the good news or fear of bad news is because there has been an imbalance in the past, and that kind of may have cycled through a few times. But I see the Three of Pentacles here coming out under the Nine of Pentacles, again indicating that the work that you're doing is being recognized, it's being valued, you are providing good service, or you have done good work, or you have built yourself up in a way here, or provided something for yourself that is stable. And I feel very long lasting. This is not something that's fleeting. This is not going to be taken away. The other shoe's not going to drop. You can really kind of just relax here. And I think it's important that you do. Six of Swords reversed. The Swords cards are the most problematic in this reading, group one. So it's your mind that may be playing tricks on you. It's not necessarily what's actually going on. It feels like the mind is kind of in a battle with itself and having a hard time acknowledging, I think, this level of peace. It's like always kind of looking over your shoulder type of energy. It's almost like I'm being shown like a soldier on a battlefield. And it's like I'm hearing the word blitzkrieg, and it's like they've been bombed so many times and they are shell-shocked, and then they come home and it's peaceful and there's no war, there's no bullets flying, there's no war raging, there's no blood. But they have a hard time, and I'm getting kind of choked up as I'm saying this because I'm tapping into the energy and it feels really painful. And I think that there's some healing that's wanting to come through as part of this good news for you, group one. It's like it's safe now. It's safe. It's safe for you to relax. It's safe for you to take off your armor. It's safe for you to take those shoes off and get your feet in the sand and just ground. It's safe for you to enjoy the fruits of your labors. It is. Yes, thank you, Spirit, for confirming. Four of Swords. You know, this actually comes in the tarot after the Three of Swords, which is those three swords stabbing through a heart, which can be mental trauma. And the Four of Swords traditionally is a warrior lying on his own grave or his own tomb. And warriors would often do that. They would have their tombs or their coffins built before they went away to war, just in case they died. And then when they came back, if they survived the war, they would meditate or pray on their coffin and give thanks for the fact that they survived, and also to grieve those that didn't. So you may have some kind of like survivor's guilt here, and you don't have to have been through any literal war, but it feels something like that. It's like PTSD. But this is a good news reading, my friend, and it's safe now to just rest. Your soul needs some rest. You've earned that. You've earned that. You don't always have to keep fighting. The Star. This is rest. Rejune. I didn't mean to say rejune. Something about June, the month of June, could be significant. I'm hearing star point. The star point of June, and I'm hearing like North Star, and I'm being shown the topmost point of this star. 6-pointed star. This one's, I think, more than that, but the star is about healing and respite and hope after something quite dark. It's recovery. This is what these two are talking about here. Actually, the whole reading is talking about recovery. And you perhaps feeling like you are back in a certain level of your own authority, especially over your mind. You're finally getting back into a restful state. You could even be receiving good news from a guardian or a guide spiritually that is letting you know, hey, you've done this level of work, and we're going to show you that at the physical level in regard to what is manifesting quite literally in your life. The Knight of Wands. I heard preparation and fast movement, which the Knight of Wands does speak about. It's coming out where this Page of Swords was giving me that energy or that vibration, a little bit of hesitantness there. So I feel like you are being sort of like gassed up a little bit by spirit to prepare you and be like, hey, it's okay. I know you're nervous. Maybe you don't feel like you're ready. Maybe you, on some level, subconsciously, you feel like you don't deserve it or that you can handle it or that it's not safe, but it is. It is, it is, it is. And we promise you that. And it's time to turn things around. On the bottom, we have the Four of Wands with a little wedding cake. I almost wanted to call it a birthday cake. Does somebody have a birthday in June? Two of Pentacles. Things are balancing out. All the hard work is paying off because you've learned to balance yourself here. Now, I also get that you're being celebrated. So the birthday message could just be more so symbolic of the fact that you're being celebrated. You're getting this good news because you're being recognized or because people are coming together and saying, wow, you've done such good work here, or you're so valuable, let us give to you, or you've saved up enough, now you can take a little bit of a break. 2 4s again here, 4, actually 3, 1, 2, 3 4s, and then that 4 here with the Emperor. So 4, 4, 4, 4. This is about stability and hard work, protection. I'm hearing the word anchoring. It's like you're anchoring to a new frequency, a stable frequency. And as a result of that, what is manifesting is more stable. Again, it's like, don't let your mind play tricks on you into believing that there's something lurking around the corner, something hiding, like this boogeyman type of energy, just waiting to jump out and scare you and ruin everything. That's not going to happen this time, especially because you have put in some level of work here. Now, what is that work that you've done? And how is this connected to the good news? What is that work that you've done? Do anything but not everything. Grateful mode. I feel like you've done a lot of work on healing your heart and coming into a state of gratitude and abundance. Doing a lot of nervous system healing may have been part of this as well. It's been a long, arduous road, I just heard. A long, arduous road. Something about this postage stamp is sticking out to me. I don't actually think that is a postage stamp. I think that's money, but it looked to me for a second like a postage stamp. So it's like you sent a letter to yourself and it took so long to get back to you. Or perhaps you could be getting some good news in the mail, snail mail. Do anything but not everything. I feel like you chose to focus on something. I feel like you chose to discipline your mind, to work very hard towards building up this reservoir of good intention, energetic vitality, putting that towards something that you are passionate about within your work or your career or some kind of a hobby here. It's like you're being recognized for the skill that you've developed. And we have love yourself first. This says do anything but not everything, and this one says you can be anything you want to be. I think that part of the reason that you've been able to accomplish something here and this good news is coming is because you chose yourself. You chose to invest in you, and that investment is the best investment you can make because it will always pay back in dividends, especially when it's healing work or self-development work. Embrace the journey. Legacy for those who follow. What does it say there? Leave a legacy for those who follow. That globe there is standing out to me as well. Traveling, I just heard the word journaling. You could be making a travel journal, or you could be journaling about travels, because those two feel like they're connected somehow. This typewriter standing out to me in the book. It's like you could be writing something down, or you have been writing about your experiences as you've been traveling through the world, literally, or just through your own life kind of thing. Look on the bright side. And it says, note fullness and length. Fullness and length give power. The Emperor speaks of power. I feel like you're stepping into your power, and this is part of the good news here. You're shining your light. That fire again is being stoked, so much so that it's giving off inspiration. It's giving off vitality. It's giving off a lot of positive energy and inspiration. And it feels like an adventure. On the bottom, we have always take the scenic route. This telephone booth is reminding me of two things. One of them is the visitor's entrance to the Ministry of Magic in Harry Potter, and the other one is the, what is it called? The TARDIS in Doctor Who. Collect beautiful moments. And there's the anchor. There's the anchor. So I feel like you're anchoring into a lifestyle here that allows you a lot more freedom to explore, because you're not kind of shutting yourself away or hiding from fear of being seen or fear of having things not go well. I feel like there's a level of courage that is coming back to you here, and power and strength from that. And then as a result, there's good news, because the energy that you're giving off is attracting admiration, is what it really feels like. Recognition, admiration. It feels like you're being seen in a very positive light. And I just heard bon voyage. And then I saw this man at the gas station waving at these two driving off. Like they just gassed up and they're ready to go. Bon voyage. So you could be getting good news about a trip that you have scheduled or that you've wanted to schedule. You could be getting good news about a partner or from a boss saying that you got approved for some time off, or for I just heard the word travel visa as well. So there could be some international travel that you're getting approved for. That could be part of the good news. It feels like you're really meant to get out there, to experience or explore life, whether it's about traveling literally or just getting outside and living again, getting that essence of self back, so that you're not kind of stuck anymore, or feeling like a zombie, or hiding away. It's like you've given yourself the time to rest and gas yourself up again, to now be able to go out and do something with that. Okay, I'm being drawn over to the archetypes. What else does group number 1 have to be? I'm hearing wishes. I was going to say have to be happy about. I'm also hearing being proud of. Okay, we have the stone. Oh, I heard carved in stone. Yeah, it feels, and it's like an ancient carved in stone. It's like it's a legacy now. It's something that's going to stand the test of time. It's very stable. I'm seeing hieroglyphs on walls from ancient Egypt. It's like it stood the test of time. There's something here that you've put a lot of effort and work into that's not just going to poof and go up in smoke. It's very stable. It's very long lasting, and you can relax. You can relax because of that. Okay, we have the dead end. Oh, I heard proves fruitful. Proves fruitful. One more. The lover. Okay. On the bottom, we have the creator. The desert. Okay. You may have gone through a long period of deprivation, not having what you needed, whether it was love, reciprocation in a relationship, self-worth, focusing on yourself. It feels like something that you wanted, something that was going to be very inspiring for you, very creative, was just lacking in your life. Maybe you kept hitting a bunch of dead ends or coming up against roadblocks and brick walls and things like that. And there may have been a lot of frustration or desperation, or really even like this feeling of hopelessness. Now, the good news here is that that's turning around, that's shifting. It's like the dead end transforms into a path forward for you, or you're redirected towards something that is very much aligned with you. That's the sense I'm getting. It's very much aligned with you, and it's meant to be. There could be some prosperity with a partner, masculine energy here, whether you are that masculine or you or attracted to that masculine. There's a certain level of stability. Again, it's like there's a very firm foundation, and it's not just in the relationship, if that's the case, or in the business or whatever we're talking about here. It's like it's in you. You are the firm foundation that is really the reward of all of this. And every other form of that stability and that anchor and that feeling of, okay, I can handle this, I can do it, I'm not overburdened, I'm really kind of like in my prime today, and I can take care of myself if I'm not, so I can bounce back quicker. Those types of situations feel like they're the norm. It's much more stable as I'm seeing things kind of unfold over time. Okay, we're going to close out your reading with one of these. We have the horse. Okay. I'm hearing travel and a journey, so there's definitely some good news here about like a location transition or some world globetrotter type of energy, or like you could be recognized by people, not just within your community, but sort of like from outside of that community. It feels like, again, stability, the four legs of the horse. There's a stability in the home, four walls of the home, and also outside of the home, the four legs of the horse, which can take you anywhere. So no matter where you are, you feel stable, especially if you are going through some changes or some movement or some upgrades in your life, which is always a good thing, but any change can come with a little bit of destabilization. But you're able to stabilize through that. So let's actually find the horse here in the book, and we'll read it together. Okay, momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. Wow, yeah, that's very Knight of Wands energy. The horse represents the most masterful form of earth energy within the deck. It provides us with momentum so reliable, so supportive that you can ride on its back toward any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. The horse's freedom becomes available to us when we hone and collect our energy through daily practice. Physical stamina, like exercise, and mental focus, like meditation, are the secret weapons behind the horse's legacy. When in balance, it achieves anything and never gives up. When out of balance, it runs away and feels weak. To bring it into balance, strength and training. The number 87 is also standing out to me here. I just heard 87 days. Maybe this is a time. I'm not sure what that's connected to, but I'm being shown a letter in the mail, and it's like it's been circulating for 87 days or something. Again, not sure what that means, but this really speaks well to what we were seeing here in some of the other messages in your reading group number 1. Feeling fully alive, having that support and that stability, being able to move freely. Yeah, being able to achieve anything. You can do anything, but not everything. So choose to love yourself and embrace the journey of what that looks like. And whatever you choose to focus on, you can accomplish. You will build it. You know, it's like build it and they will come. Build it and you'll get that support, or build it and you'll see a way through, or build yourself up and you'll get out of a feeling of stuckness. You'll get your life back. Especially if what you're building is a positive outlook and healing anything that was creating resistance to enjoying this life that is very, very blessed and meant for you. Okay, I think that's it, group number 1. I'm going to leave the reading there. So I hope that this message was helpful. Just take what resonates and leave the rest, as always. Thank you for being here, supporting my work on the channel by viewing the readings, by liking, subscribing, hyping. Thank you for the donations to the channel through PayPal. Thank you for those of you who have ordered readings or Reiki sessions. I've gotten a couple of those done and out. If you haven't received yours yet, the rest are coming. Make sure you're checking your junk mail to make sure that it hasn't gone there. If that's the case, it's from the last week or so. Some of them have gone out. Thank you for your patience to the rest of you who have ordered. I get to them in divine alignment as I'm guided. And thank you to the members who support my work here on the channel. All right, I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. You guys chose the High Priestess card, and I actually had some resistance or hesitation to doing your reading. I got guided to do group 3s first, which I almost never do. And now I'm coming back to your group. And as I was pre-shuffling, the cards would just not go together. Like no matter what I did, they just kept chunking and then having like pushing against each other. So there was some kind of resistance here. Now, this is a good news reading. So I feel like there's some kind of psychic resistance that you are pushing through. It could be connected to karma because again, when I was shuffling, I was like, what the heck is going on? And then I paused for a minute and I looked to my right towards my bookcase, and the word karma stood out to me from one of the decks of cards or the books that goes with it that was on the shelf. So there's something about karma that's been on the shelf, and the books make me think of the Akashic record, and so does the High Priestess, that you've been dealing with that has been creating problems or has been like not causing things to flow. Something feels like it was out of alignment. And the good news is that this is shifting. Now, also, when I was pre-shuffling, this card fell out and it landed like this on the High Priestess, 111. I just saw that, 111. And I was going to put it back in the deck, but I was guided to take it, and it's Own Your Dreams. Something about the crown as well. The king card came out of the archetypes deck too. I put it back in that time, but we are going to pull from that deck later. Something about the crown chakra or owning your power or being, the crown here as well. So it's like you, I think, are getting back to some kind of sovereignty is what it feels like. It's like you're owning your power in some way, especially when it relates to your psychic abilities, your dreams, your literal dreams at night. It's like you're feeling more in alignment again after a period of not feeling like things were flowing or jiving. It just feels like things were sticky, or there was like rough edges, or you kept like bumping your elbow. You know what I mean? Metaphorically speaking, it was kind of annoying or frustrating, or something wasn't flowing right. Maybe there was a level of psychic attunement that needed to happen and things were just a bit off vibrationally and they needed to really come back into, alignment. So let's dig a little deeper here and find out what's going on. I'm going to put this back in. No, let's leave it. We'll keep it here. Okay, so what is group number 2 receiving in terms of good news here connected to this High Priestess? Yeah, I'm hearing clearing of karma. Ace of Pentacles, a fresh start emerges. That's the first thing coming through very strongly for you, group 2. A fresh start emerges. Now, it's not like inventing the wheel, but there is something here that feels like the wheel is moving finally. It's maybe, I'm seeing like a wheel on a car, and it's almost like you were driving on a spare tire. And those like spare tires, they're not meant to be driven on for long. You're not meant to go like past a certain amount of kilometers on them because they're thinner, they're smaller, they're weaker. They're not meant to drive on full time, And there was something about this karma or psychic misalignment in some way here, or not owning your power, or something in your dreams that was throwing you off physically or financially. So it was like these tires weren't all going at the same speed. It's kind of like you were like limping along in some way, chunking along. And I've actually had that before. Like I had tire problems a couple of years ago, and I could only go 80 miles an hour, or 80 kilometers an hour, I should say. And past that, the whole car would start to shake, and I couldn't afford to get it fixed at the time. So I had to wait, and finally ended up getting a good deal. And actually somehow I got like a discount applied and was not expecting it. So there could be some good news here for you around a manifestation that literally comes in that gives you back not only the stability to move forward cohesively and to not feel like things are shaking or rattling around, but also that it gives you kind of like a break. Like something that you thought was going to be really heavy to deal with is actually easier than you thought. Yeah. Okay, these two just fell out. The Chariot, that's the car in the traditional tarot. Like that always represents the car. And I was just talking about the car and the wheel and the vehicle. Here it's a hot air balloon. So it's like you're rising. Your frequency is rising. You're moving above something that you thought was really heavy, or that not even thought, like it just was very heavy. I'm seeing you dreaming again and coming back to life in your dreams. 9 of Pentacles. Okay, that's so weird. I just heard very superstitious or very surreptitious. What? I feel like you could be getting some kind of financial flow coming in as your energy starts to flow better, because energy and money are the same thing. It's just money is a physical representation of energy at the soul level. And so because your energy wasn't flowing, the money wasn't flowing. Now that your energy's flowing again, the money's flowing again. And I'm hearing something about at your back, and I'm being shown something like pressing up against your back. Maybe it's like the support of an ergonomic chair. It's like where your back was not aligned. Again, energy flowing through the spine. It needs to be aligned. Something was like misaligned, like at a chiropractor. It's if one thing's misaligned, it kind of throws off all these other things. So you kind of got that energetic chiropractic work done with that karmic clearing. And now you're starting to see the good news paying off here in some kind of a financial boon or blessing, especially if you were experiencing financial deficit, or if you had problems with your car or your vehicle, there's going to be improvement there. You might be able to fix it with a discount or buy a new one or something like that. Okay, we have the Page of Cups. I'm hearing dreams do come true. Dreams do come true. But maybe that works both ways. And you once feared, I was going to say that maybe you once feared that, your nightmares would come true. And the 9 of Swords is the nightmare card. She's in bed having a panic attack because she just had a horrible nightmare, or she has insomnia because she can't sleep. And I was just getting that as soon as I pulled it, before I pulled it even. It's like you may have feared that dreams could come true was a double-edged sword. It is, in a way, it is. But when you are misaligned, it's a lot easier to create from that, and also a lot more difficult. So when you're aligned, things do just start to smooth out. Now, it's not 100% of the time, but it's much more proportional, and it's much easier to make decisions. It's much easier to go with the flow. It's much easier to trust your intuition because it's not all backed up with this backlog of fear or self-doubt, or some of these old patterns that really needed to be cleared out. I feel like this is you overcoming a major problem when it came to like your inner child and what it feared. It's like you're stepping into your spiritual authority. Self-governance, I'm hearing. 6 of Cups, yeah, your inner child. That's what I was just getting there all of a sudden from that Page of Cups. That's why I said that. And I was shown like this inner child who's afraid at night and seeing, shadow figures in the dark, or is afraid to go to sleep because they don't know what kind of scary dream they're going to have. And now it's like this adult version of you is saying, no, actually, I can handle that. I know how to deal with those dreams. I know how to deal with that karma. I know how to deal with what I create. It's like you're bossing up. It's like you are taking responsibility. It's like you are trusting yourself to be disciplined in this way with your mind, with your emotions, with your psychic power, and with your intuition, so that your inner child feels safer. I think that was the karma here, group 2. Right, this is 2, because we backtracked. You may have had to backtrack. You may have had to look at things from the past here to resolve this karma, to understand where it was coming from, what it was stemming from. It feels like this sort of like Mad as a Hatter type of tea party here. It's this fear of the wildness of the psychic realm, and the freedom of the imagination felt both scary and awe-inspiring. And yes, the same waters that the psychic swims in confidently are those that the madman drowns in. It's like there's a fine line between genius and insanity. It's that kind of thing. So it's like there's a certain level of trust that you've developed here with yourself to be able to manage your mind and the property within your mind properly, managing your property properly. It's like you can be a sort of like a homeowner or a landowner in your own mind. That is your domain, and you get to determine the richness of that soil. Sorry, we're jumping around in metaphors here, but this is just what's coming through. You have this seed and you can plant it, and it will elevate you. It will take you very far indeed, and you will have a lot more to show from that one seed than just one plant. It's a whole garden that's coming to bear here. The fruits of this mental, psychic, I should say. It's not even mental, it's like psychic. It is mental, but it's much bigger than that because it's psycho-spiritual, that you are mastering or understanding at this much deeper level. Four of Swords. Good sleep, a good night's sleep, a very grounded night's sleep. Grounding bed sheets definitely improved my sleep quality. It's not like bulletproof. It's not like, a silver bullet. It's just cure-all, but it definitely has helped. I have a discount code in the description box below. Oh yeah, I was mentioning discounts. Discounts on things, like getting a percentage off. Yeah, it doesn't have to be that, but it's like that kind of an example is coming up. Seven of Cups. It's like your mind had so many things, like strings attached to it or mental weights. Weirdly, I'm being shown somebody with like a whole bunch of little ringing bells in their head. It's like they can't move their head without all these little bells starting to ring. That's such an interesting image. Maybe you are the type of person who, ever since you were a kid, you've had a very overactive imagination. That's actually the sign of someone who's highly psychic, by the way. And if trained enough in the right direction, you can use that to see, to be a seer. But yeah, if it's untrained and, it's not well documented, it's not like we learn about this in school or anything like that. We kind of have to teach ourselves or find people who have done it themselves to help to teach or guide us. And it feels like you've kind of been struggling to figure this out. Oh, I just heard many lifetimes. You've been struggling to figure this out for many lifetimes, or you've had many lifetimes popping up in your mind. All these, it's almost like have you ever seen that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once? It's kind of like you have multi-dimensional little bells going off in your head where all these different imagination things and the ideas in the head are going off, or you're connected to multidimensional planes, and so it makes it difficult to rest, or your dream state gets all wild and sort of out of control, and you receive a lot, and so it's hard to stay grounded. But the good news here is that I think you're figuring it out. Group number 2, I think you're doing wonderfully well here in managing your own magic and being able to not self-diagnose in a negative way that causes you to fear or to repress this gift. It's like there's nothing wrong with you. You're not psychotic. You're not... you might be ungrounded if those symptoms are showing up, but you're not, you're not a schizo. You're not, you're not... You don't have a panic disorder, something like that. You could have those symptoms, but like there's deeper psycho-spiritual stuff going on here. And if we had a society that really knew how to treat that, it would be good news. You'd be seen as a shaman. You'd be seen as a medicine man or woman. You'd be seen as a healer. You'd be seen as a seer or an oracle. And I think the world is starting to change and starting to acknowledge that. But unfortunately, it's not all the way there yet. It's not even really close. It's getting there. But I feel like you not identifying with this struggle anymore, or pathologizing yourself, or judging yourself, or fearing that part of you, it's because it's not even a part of you. It is you. It's like you not fearing yourself, because this gift is not something outside of you. It's not something that controls you. It's something that you can control because it's a part of you. But you just may have to improve the dexterity of that. It's kind of like learning to use your own hand after it's been numb for a period of time. King of Swords. Mental discipline is going to be your best friend. Now, not being harsh with yourself in the mind, but just really being able to choose where you focus your attention and energy, because where you focus, energy goes. Or where, what is it? How does it go? Where attention goes, energy flows. So you focusing and honing your attention. That's what I'm seeing here with the two birds, the hawk on her hand and the raven on his shoulder, or the crow. These are highly intelligent birds that are very perceptive, and they are the bridges between worlds, and they're also the messengers of the gods. So they help you to see these much higher perspectives, like from top down, but they can also land and come and feed on these seeds on the ground. So you are earthbound, but you're also sky projected. You're able to go up into the sky, into these multidimensional realms. And the good news is that you are mastering this to some degree. The Knight of Pentacles. You're mastering this to some degree, and having taken this slow, having worked on this for many lifetimes, you're starting to see this manifest now. Ooh, the devil on the bottom, but that devil on your shoulder just wants you so bad to believe that you need to fear this gift. Justice is saying, no, no, no. You can do this, and you're going to move from fear into this peace and calm about this. You're going to get good restful sleep. You're going to be able to access that level of your astral body without fear. You're going to be able to, let's say, for example, lucid dream. You're going to, very crown chakra, third eye chakra type of energy. But you have to have a very stable root chakra to be able to go into those upper realms without it feeling destabilizing. That's something I learned pretty quickly when I started awakening and working with my gifts more actively. It was like, oh crap, I got to ground all the time and make sure that I'm doing that regularly. Otherwise, it can get really foggy, or you can get lost up there. This hot air balloon, it's like you go up into the clouds and you're like, where the hell am I? And it's difficult to find your way back. So making sure that you're staying grounded. The good news in that is that it's like you're the one who controls the fire. And I'm seeing somebody holding this fire stick, this Ace of Wands, the torch inside the balloon. So it's like you can choose how much fire you give it, how high you go. And if you can take that away and you can slowly come down again. So you are in control. Queen of Swords on the bottom. And Queen of Cups, yeah, you're in control of your sensitivity. You're in control of your psychic abilities. You are able to feel a lot, but not become destabilized by that. And I'm hearing your inner child is thanking you, or will be thanking you. Attitude is everything. It can be done. Where there's a will, there's a way. I feel like you're getting yourself out of a bind here. I'm seeing this jar. I'm hearing the word canister. It's like you may have kind of put this gift in a box, or you may have felt like you were being contained in some way, or perhaps like psychically oppressed, or like there was just a lot that you were dealing with. But understanding and working with this gift is you being able to I'm hearing untag yourself. That's interesting. Untag yourself. It's like you're not feeling like you're being chased, or you have to chase something anymore, or you're not feeling like you're being put in a jar, or it feels much more like it's on your terms now. Choose to shine. Yeah, it's on your terms. You get to choose. Diamonds. You get to choose how you shine. And I feel like the pressure of lifetimes of doing this work and understanding that you are special and being able to be a messenger, the telephone here, it's like you can receive and provide messages through those psychic realms. You being able to stabilize that now and having that pressure that did kind of put you in the pressure cooker of creation, now you're able to shine willingly rather than fearing that gift. On the bottom, we have the journey is the destination. Good things are going to happen. The journey is the destination, and good things are going to happen. So the good news is that there's good things coming from this. Now I'm curious about what that is, or what those are. So let's get some archetypes here. Seeing the little birdie, and it's like a little birdie on your shoulder. Little birdie told you your intuition. Your intuition. A lot of birds messaging is coming up here. Yeah, the crone with the raven and the crow again. Yes, birds. It's like the air qualities of the mind, the ability to see high level of spiritual intelligence here. The crone is all about this wisdom. It's very magical, divine feminine energy. And it feels like you've been through lifetimes of this, and your inner child just really needs to recognize that you've come very far in this lifetime, and that you have a buildup of knowledge from past lives, that you were still working on some of the darker shadow aspects of that with the karma. And the good news is that that's clearing. You've gained the wisdom from it. Now you can move on from it. You can let it go. It doesn't have to weigh you down anymore. Thanatos, time. Or no, is this time or is this the underworld? I'm going to look in the book for this one. An apocalypsis. I was going to say these, look at these like kind of darker energies. It's like all of these fears in the mind, these tangles in the mind. Things that once haunted you, the shapeshifter. Oh my God. I just feel like the good news here, group number 2, is that you are embracing your magic. It's like Eros on the bottom, love. Actually, let me grab the book. I feel like you are making an investment in yourself, that diamond in the center. Oh yeah, underneath that, the unseen. The unseen. I feel like you're making an investment in yourself and being able to shine this light out now. Let me look at Thanatos. Oh, it's death. It's death. Okay. I think that some of the shadow aspects of this were that it's like you can see between worlds. You can see the living and the dead. It's like you have the wisdom of both sides, and there may have been a lot of fear of this gift. Maybe some of this stems from past lives in terms of karma called like persecution imprints, fear of your own gifts, fear of being persecuted for those gifts, fear of being judged, mislabeled, put in an asylum, burned at the stake, drowned, those kinds of things. Really, literally put to death for being able to shift in this way between worlds. And it's like, yeah, your world literally ended from that, but you're still here. You're still here. They couldn't kill you. They couldn't kill your spirit. They couldn't kill your soul, and they certainly couldn't kill your gift. That's the good news, group 2. That's the good news. And the faster that you've awakened in this lifetime, the better you've been able to get a handle on some of the real facing of the fears of those shadow sides of the self. And now you're stepping into your power in a new way. I do want to read Apocalypsis as well, which is right next to it. Removing the veil of deception. Apocalypsis indicates a particularly painful time, one that unfolds when 2 disparate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposing directions. The first is a lifting of the veil. This means truth that have been kept in the dark are revealed, seen and unearthed. No matter how relieving it is to witness them come into the light, an element of despair and grief follows. The second dynamic is the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. The old narrative breaks and a new story forms. Apocalypsis energy is similar to a forest fire's devastation for the sake of regeneration. The veil lifts and we see who and what has been hiding. From the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. Have faith in the process. Hold on to your center. That is the only way. I feel like you've been through this, group number 2. I don't feel like this is something that you have to worry about quite as much. And if you're going through another level of this, again, because, we go through these processes of awakening and dark nights of the soul, not just once, but many, many times. If you're going through another layer of this, it's like you know how to handle it now. You're very adaptable and you have multiple different powers. I always see psychic readers and healers and things surrounded by animals. And especially at times of transition, the animals will tend to kind of like speed read. I'm hearing speed reading. I didn't mean to say that. They will tend to surround you, I meant to say, and protect you through the transition. They're lending you their power, their energy. They're providing energy for your force field, especially for your inner child that feels the most vulnerable here. It's like there's this wisdom of the soul that's coming in as a protector. There's these guardian forces of light forming through animals or through angels or through whatever kind of spirits you resonate with or you work with. They're around you. Guardian angels, those kinds of things. Now, something about speed reading, you may be, I'm literally seeing somebody with a book speed reading, like reading super fast. It's reminding me of, what is that from? It's kind of like when you're trying to learn something. Well, I'll just describe what I'm seeing. It's like this super smart person who has to learn everything that they can about the world, and they're not from Earth. And so they go to a library and they get all these books out and they just speed read through all of them. And then they walk out of there like 2 days later or something, and they know everything about everything. It's like you have this wisdom inside you because you've been through so many different lifetimes. So your Akashic record is very well stocked with wisdom. And it's a scary thing sometimes to access it all. It can be quite overwhelming. It can feel impractical in a third dimensional world and existence. But if done correctly, and I think this is part of the gift, you are going to realize how powerful you truly are and what that gift can actually be used for in this lifetime. And I think you're going to turn around and you're going to go somewhere and do something with this. And I'm seeing you speeding up through life. So ascension, speeding up, movement or direction, speeding up. I feel like you are embracing your power, embracing your gift, and through that you're going to start to see like the all engines firing again. I'm hearing all engines firing, all engines back online, and I'm seeing Star Trek Next Generation, the Enterprise, like warp speed, engaged. It's like you are finally able to quantum leap into some kind of a next level advancement in your journey here. And I think that you're going to be very pleased with the result of that. And I think also very proud of yourself for not giving up when things were very difficult and when your inner child was very scared. I feel very proud of you as a third party just tapping into this energy, because I know as one of these beings myself that it's not easy. It's very difficult. There's a lot of sacrifices we have to make. There's a lot of existential dread and things that we have to deal with. There's a lot of non-physical and very physical things that are scary, and that it's like living in a world that it's not built for you, It's like this world is not built for psychics and seers, but we're here anyway. And we're here for good reason too, by the way. So I feel like this is the end of an era for you and the beginning of a brand new one. And yes, it's a bit scary and there's some stuff that comes up with that, but it's a massive relief and release. And as you relieve that weight, go through this death process and shapeshift into this much wiser, more grounded, stable seer that you are rising exponentially. And I keep hearing the word pride, like I think your angels and your guides are very proud of you. You know what? I'm not even going to say I think. I know. I know, because that's coming through. And I think you're going to know that too. Because that's what this is. That's what wisdom is. It's knowing. And then I just saw snow on the ground. Something about snowing. Wintertime could be significant. I'm seeing a sheet of snow on the ground, like fresh powder. And the world is calm and quiet. And I'm seeing a crow and a snowy owl meeting in the light of the moon, and the snow is glowing white and crystals, and it's sparkling, and it's like these two versions of you, almost like these two aspects of your soul are having a conversation, and they are both creatures of the night, and they're also creatures of the day, because the snowy owl is white and the raven is black, or the crow is black, and they're having a conversation. Maybe it's like your light side and your shadow side are finally able to meet and come to terms or be at peace, to collaborate. Yeah, communication is definitely a key here. So good news, communication is restored within yourself. It's like those airwaves are cleared. You're finally on the right channel again. You're channeling better, properly. There's no interference or disruption. Possibly because you're more grounded too, by the way. Again, it's very difficult to channel if you're ungrounded. It kind of like bops around too quickly. I've definitely had to own that. Grounding is hard for me. I barely have any earth in my chart. So I feel a great renewed sense of peace, I guess, is the best way to describe it, like a sense of power and peace, and like a homecoming of the soul, finally being able to acknowledge its own gifts and its abilities and just its sense of self, your spiritual self as you are. Okay, I'm going to leave the reading there, group number 2. I hope this was helpful. Just take what resonates and leave the rest, as always. But definitely very psychic, spiritual energy and beings, souls that were drawn to this group. I love you. I'm so pleased to be able to connect with you as one of you. I don't feel like I'm in this group necessarily, but I've definitely been through these cycles before, and I am in the energetic typing of this group, if that makes sense. So yeah, I love you guys. You're very welcome here, and let's wade through the mires of the karmic earth realm muck together and clear it out so that things become crystal clear and softened here in this world for us sensitives. I love you. Bless you. Much more good luck to come. Much more good news. Okay, we'll see you next time. Bye. All right, hi group number 3. Welcome to your reading. So I first have to note that I almost never do this, but actually, yeah, maybe I've done it like once before in my several years of reading. I am doing your reading before group number 2's. Normally I do 1, 2, and then 3. It's just easier that way. I've never really disrupted the flow, but I was sitting there with the High Priestess card for group 2, and I just felt like, nope. I need to do group number 3's reading. The Temperance card was calling me and I was already starting to get messages. So here we are. So there could be something in that related to the good news. It's almost like you thought you had to wait in line for your turn, and you do to a degree, but there's something about it like being bumped up or things being reordered or rescheduled in a way that puts you first or that allows you to get ahead in something that you thought you really had to be patient with, or you had to be patient, but it's like your turn or your number gets called a little earlier than you expected. Now, you guys chose the Temperance card. And when I was sitting there trying to get ready for this group 2's reading, I was seeing her pouring this tea and I'm going, oh, there's something getting revealed, like spilling the tea. It's like there's some gossip coming out or some drama that's being revealed. I was seeing her skirt looking like a circus tent, and it felt to me like some kind of not my circus, not my monkeys kind of energy. It's like there's some kind of drama going on, and instead of you being roped into it or involved in it, it's like you're actually able to just kind of like sit back and weirdly enjoy it. Like I'm not the type of person who likes to enjoy drama or gossip. Like I don't crave that, but some people do, and maybe you like it. I don't know. No judgment. But there's something here about maybe it's just peaceful because you're not involved in it. You're like, I can see that drama going on over there and I am just in my peace and it can't bother me, like no sweat off my back. So perhaps that's part of this good news. It's kind of just like, it's not something that you have to worry about. Okay, let's go a little deeper here with you. Group number 3. Queen of Cups. 222 as I held it up. And she's got this cup that she's pouring into here with Temperance, and then you've got the Queen of Cups as well. It feels like you are getting refreshed as well. There's like a refreshment energy that's coming through. I'm seeing her standing by the ocean and I'm feeling like this sea breeze hitting me in the face. And you know how you just like salty fresh air and that slight mist that just cools down your skin. It's very refreshing. There's something like that that's coming in. I'm hearing something about mint tea or some kind of an herbal tea, but it's got a minty flavor to it. And it's kind of like refreshing, stimulating, but also calming to the nervous system. So emotionally, it feels like you're at peace here. You're not involved in any kind of drama. I'm hearing something about group associations, and I feel like you're kind of standing back from it. You're like, I'm not involved in that. You can see a storm going on, and you're just like, I'm going to handle what I'm meant to handle. I'm going to stay in my own lane, and they are going to handle what they've done over there. 10 of Cups. Look at all of the cups. Again, cups, even though this one's not technically cups, it's Temperance, but it's like still there's something about this pouring of the tea, the spilling of the tea, and it's overflowing and it's coming down, through the grapevine. Maybe there's some good news coming down the grapevine to you. These rabbits are standing out to me. Again, it's like family, group associations, there's a bunch of people here. Maybe there's something that you're hearing that's very positive, that's refreshing to you, or that just feels a little bit like warm and fuzzy, like these little bunnies here. Warm and fuzzy. Gives you all the warm and fuzzies. Actually, I'm seeing that one, and then this one. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't going to lay them out like this. I was going to shuffle as we go. But again, it's like there's some kind of a switch up in the rhythm. It's like you were expecting one thing, or you were expecting it to take a little longer, and then nope, it speeds up quite quickly. The Magician, because you have magic. There's some magic to this. Three of Swords. 444 as I held this up and looked down at it through the camera. So, okay, there's something in the heart, in the emotional space that is healing. This is part of the good news. Something that you were worried about, something you were anxious about or stressed about that was dramatic in some way, actually turns out to be quite all right. 9 of Cups, more than all right. It turns out to be really, really nice, very happy. It's like there's a happily ever after. There's something here that's going to be very pleasing to you. And I feel like it's something that you were directly involved in, at least at one point. And now if it's gotten dramatic or stormy, you've stepped away and you're like, wow, I'm really glad that I kind of dodged a bullet with that I made that decision. Or on the other hand, if it's something that you've been trying to influence to create harmony in a situation, like you're the mediator between some kind of a family gossip or drama, it actually turns out very well, and they're able to come together, or you're able to hold space. I'm hearing the word hospitality. It's like you're able to serve in a way. Maybe you're the one pouring the tea to other people, revealing the truth, or providing something that's refreshing that other people are very happy with, and this makes you happy in turn. But I feel like placing your happiness, I'm seeing this cup here in the center of the pentagram. It's like your happiness needs to be at the center, because if you don't prioritize that happiness, I feel like there's more room for anxiety. So the good news here is that you've really taken it upon yourself not to overexert. I'm hearing not coming from old wounds. There could be a tendency, or there was a tendency in the past towards people pleasing for somebody in this group. If that's for you, you'll know that it's for you, because that was behavior you used to see yourself do. You maybe tried to solve other people's problems, or you took on their emotional burdens or their stress, or they really emotionally dumped onto you. It feels like you are a very, very compassionate person, and there's a tendency to want to mediate or liberate or try to keep the peace. And sometimes you can become a lightning rod if you're that type of a person. And I feel like instead you prioritizing your own peace and realizing that is what then creates peace that you can share with others. And that's what ends up trickling down here to other people and helps to benefit the whole situation itself, or otherwise just, you benefit from that. And then that vibration does have a ripple effect, whether you see it or not. But I feel this sense of calm. I feel this sense of it's okay. And I get this feeling of I can handle it, I can handle it. Okay, we have the Hanged Man. Feels like something was hanging in the balance here for a while. The Six of Pentacles. Yeah, very nurturing, very giving. I feel like you're the type of person who would give somebody the shirt off your back if they said they needed it, or if it just wasn't the right fit for them. You're just oh, you're a little uncomfortable here. Let me give you something, and that's very, very sweet. But it's like you may have not seen, or it's like you may have put in a lot of effort into that, and then worried if anything was going to come out of it. Knight of Wands. I almost called him Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. Ace of Wands. Something about fruitful endeavors. I think that came out in group 1 as well. These two cards definitely came out in group 1. Fruitful endeavors, especially emotional things that you're passionate about, people that you love, situations that bring you a lot of joy and happiness. It feels like you're starting to get that going, or you're seeing that. Maybe you're getting invited to a party. Maybe you're doing something you love and it's bringing other people joy, and that's your form of hospitality. I'm hearing the word happenstance. Now we have the Five of Pentacles. Underneath that Three of Swords, this is the only really difficult energy that I'm seeing. You may receive some good news. you may have given to someone some hospitality at a time that they really needed it. You could have been a sounding board for someone and also had very good boundaries, so you didn't take on the burden of what they were experiencing, but you did help them. It's like you provided some kind of healing space for them, or you kept your heart open to them. And there's some good news coming from that. You could hear that they're doing well, or they could tell you directly that they're very grateful because now they're in a different position. Yeah, strength. Because they're now stronger and you're now stronger. And when you're stronger, you have more to give, you have more to share, and you're better able to navigate through the world, not giving too much or too little. You're really able to kind of self-assess and say, this is what I'm capable of today, this is what I have more than enough of, and not put yourself in dire straits, nor are you leaving other people out in the cold either. So there's a wonderful balance, a harmony that I'm seeing with the Temperance card. It's like you've really found a way to balance, give and receive. On the bottom, the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. What a beautiful stability of emotion. And I'm hearing rock solid. Like there's a sense of, what do I want to say? Like there's a sense of nurturing that is very stable now, where maybe once it wasn't. And I'm seeing that coming back to you in multiple different ways. It's like the universe is reciprocating, and it could come through other people, or it could come through these joyous moments or these bouts of good news that I feel like the good news for you, group number 3, is not one thing. It's like multiple different things. It's like a whole bunch of things that kind of ripple into each other like dominoes. Okay, we have create the future. This is what this is what you've been doing. You've been creating the future. And you're no longer fragile anymore. It's like you are stronger. You're rock solid now in what you know you can do, because you found that key to let yourself out of a cage of like perhaps overgiving or hiding yourself away or something. You know, it's like you finally found the balance between being connected and being stable in yourself. Not letting things get to you, while at the same time remaining sort of like part of the group. Do anything but not everything. Yeah, this came up in group number 1 as well. Grateful mode. It feels like your heart is very full, and you've realized what power you do have because you're seeing this good news manifest. You're seeing it come to fruition. This wand and the Ace of Wands right underneath the Magician. It's like you have very strong manifestation power, and it's very deeply connected to your emotional body. So when you are feeling safe, when you are giving and it feels joyous to you, when you are proud of others and yourself and you're able to reciprocate that energy in a healthy way, you are able to magnify and manifest very, very quickly, quicker than you think. There's the domino. Yeah, I saw this card in my head because this also came out in group 1. I saw this in my head when I said that domino effect. Embrace the journey. Be original. I'm hearing fresh start. And it's all perspective. Oh, a perfect day. I feel like you may be invited out on a date or like to some kind of a gathering or something like that. That feels just so happy. It's like a dream come true. On the bottom, be you bravely. And I think this is part of it. You being yourself and being loved as yourself and being able to give freely as yourself, really not holding anything back. Look at that dramatic underneath. I knew there was something about drama here. And so the adventure begins. But it's like, it's not petty drama. You know, it's like, this is a dramatic win. This is a dramatic feeling of overflowing love and emotion and happiness. And after a period perhaps of solitude, you're able to reconnect again and go out and play and have fun and really enjoy the good vibes. It's like nothing can kill your vibes. I'm hearing Kendrick Lamar, don't kill my vibe. Don't kill my vibe. It's like nothing can kill your vibe anymore, group number 3. Nothing can kill your vibe. You may have cut off some old ties energetically to people that were disproportionately needy, like they took advantage of you, or they were emotionally manipulative, or they hurt you, or they took from you without regard to what that actually meant for you. And I feel like you're no longer bound to those types of situations. And you may be seeing that unfold. Like you could be seeing somebody getting their karma now. But I think as such a compassionate soul as you are, I don't think that you'd be standing on the sidelines and pointing and laughing and saying, I told you to, so to someone who's toed the line too hard and really, put themselves in a bad position. But I do think that you being able to just kind of like stay in your own lane. And what do they say? I don't even like this saying, but it's coming through, so I'll say it. It's like you succeeding or you winning is the best revenge kind of thing. And it's like you're not even paying attention to what came before or that drama from the past. It feels like you've moved so far past it that it's not even in your rear view anymore. It's like you're so beyond it that all you're focusing on now is this pure joy and where you can give that is very much aligned with that. Okay, we have the Father coming through. The Starborn. What are you giving birth to here? Something about this seed of life. Something that you've given. It could be, something that you're creating. Wait, let me see this one. The box. It's all perspective. And the box. On the bottom, the threshold. Yeah, I was like, somebody towed the line, the shadow. It's like somebody was crossing the line too much with you. I'm getting a message coming through about this magician's box. You know how they have like those illusion boxes where they'll put someone inside and then they wave their wand around and say the magic words and that person disappears? You could be doing sort of like a magic trick where somebody who used to really weigh you down, or something that used to really weigh you down in your life, you're just like, poof, it's gone. And it might be happening a lot faster than you expected. And you could be getting a lot of emotional satisfaction and mutual support from that. You really just have like the best experience from this because you were determined to not let that affect you anymore. You could also be getting outside of the box and kind of like going through this rebirth process where you're letting yourself be you. You're letting maybe even your freak flag fly a little bit, and that is attracting the right people who really benefit from that, who really can benefit you from that as well. Like I keep seeing this reciprocation. It's like you're being yourself, and so you attract the right people who really appreciate that, and that makes you feel good and it makes them feel good. So it's a win-win situation. And it feels like it was just a kind of like a flip of the switch with this perspective. And I'm getting the word instinct coming through. So it's almost like you're reawakening this nature within you, this instinct about how to create. You don't have to really think about it. You just do it. And it's pleasurable. It's kind of like we don't have to think about how to create life. We do something that's fun and then we make a baby. It's like, it's that kind of thing. It's like you're able to have fun and get something good out of it as well. And I think you're going to have a lot of good memories that you're making at this time. And you might be taking like mental snapshots or taking a lot of pictures so you can remember these beautiful times. Maybe there's a lot of momentous moments that are coming up here in regard to this good luck. And it feels like a period of your life, I have to say, group number 3. This doesn't feel like something fleeting. It feels like sort of an overlap with a fresh start that's coming up. It's like you're moving out of something and into something different and bigger. And I keep seeing social circles and groups in my mind. So there's something here about maybe like widening or growing the family or connecting to more people that feel like soul family, like true soul family. They get you, they love you, they appreciate you. There's no drama. It's all very harmonious. It's kind of like you balance each other out, even if you're opposites, but there's mutual respect and appreciation and reciprocation. Like that's really what I see here. I'm getting a message about sweet things that you create and how you offer those things to the world. There's something about creation and sweetness. It's like the bees here creating honey. or this energy of hospitality with the Nine of Cups over here. It's like you've created your own happiness, and then you can share that, you can give that, and it doubles it in frequency. It's like when you share your happiness with someone else who is happy because you're happy, it's like it bounces back and forth off of each other. You know, like I'm happy because you're happy, and because you're happy, that makes me happy, and then I'm happy, and then you're happy, and then we're happy. And it's just like, it just blows like a balloon up more. And it's a beautiful thing. So there's a real cracking open of this self-expression to be able to allow yourself that sense of happiness, not caring what anybody thinks anymore, not being concerned with what people are going to say about you, about this and gossip, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? You are just enjoying you. It's like, this is my life. I'm going to live it. And I'm not going to police myself with thoughts of fear, of shame, of judgment or judgment. I'm not going to let myself be put in a box or put myself in a box or a cage because of fear or because of other people's projections or expectations or their bad behavior. I'm going to live my best life. And I know that in doing that, I'm going to create more of that to share, to give, to reciprocate, to everything's just going to balance out. And again, I feel like you're not going to have to wait for it anymore. You may have had trouble kind of finding these types of people or these types of circles or family groups or relationships. It's like you're not going to have to wait for it anymore. And if you are waiting, you have the power to, in the moment, create happiness anyway. So it's like you're happy to be waiting. I'm seeing an example of myself stuck in traffic. You know, it's like some people hate traffic and they just get so frustrated. I don't care because I just put my music on and I just jam out and I groove out. And I don't care if people are looking over at me like, what the hell is that crazy girl doing, vibing in her car alone? Because I'm having fun and that's all that matters to me in that moment. It's like, and who knows, maybe they'll slightly judge, but then maybe they'll be like, you know what, that looked kind of fun. Like maybe I should do that. Or, oh, I want to do that. Or frick, who knows, maybe I'll start a freaking tailgate party in the traffic pileup. So, you know, it's like, there's always a way to bring joy into every moment. And it's not always easy to do so, but it is possible and it is an option. And I'm seeing you having chosen that or choosing that more frequently. And from that, it's like you're filling up these cups and you're getting ready to, like, you know, cheers everybody. Let's have a wonderful celebration. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. That's quite random, but I just saw a ring on the finger, like an engagement ring, and toasting champagne. So that could be literal or that could be a metaphor of this commitment to joy or this energy of celebration and these groups coming together. Or there could be good news about somebody getting engaged, like somebody that you know, or there could be an engagement that's upcoming and you're very, very happy about that. It could be like your best friend or something, and you're really overjoyed and can't wait for what's to come. You know, when people you love are happy, I don't know about you, but it's such a beautiful experience. I love when people I love are happy. And I love you. So I hope you're happy too. Okay. I think I'm going to leave the reading there. Grave number 3. Yeah, I think we hit the message on the head. So take what resonates and leave the rest. But I hope that this good news is as prosperous as it feels to be in your energy. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking through the channel changes. I didn't mean to say that, but that's coming through in your group for some reason. I'm making some changes on my channels, and you've probably noticed if you're not new here. And thank you for vibing with me through that as I adapt and grow and evolve. I love you guys. I think that's what you're doing too. I think that's why that's coming through in your group. You're evolving. Yay. Congrats. Time to pop the champagne. All right. I love you. We'll see you in the next reading. Bye.